Hello, welcome to the Daily English News program on Azərbaycan Televiziya. I'm Ilham. President of Azerbaijan Ilham was on a working visit to England to participate in the fourth summit of the European political community at the invitation of Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. The President of Azerbaijan arrived at the Blenheim Palace in Oxfordshire. Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, welcomed the head of our state. President Ilham met with Prime Minister of the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg, Luc Frieden, in Oxford at the latter's request.
During the meeting, discussions revolved around bilateral relations between the two countries. Prime Minister of Luxembourg, Luc Frieden, once again stressed the importance of obtaining more information about Azerbaijan and the region, as well as the regional stability for his country. The Prime Minister noted that Luxembourg's regional policy is characterized by a balanced approach. President Ilham provided insight into the regional processes and emphasized the importance of a balanced policy towards the region, respecting the positions of all parties. Touching upon the bilateral relations between the two countries, the sides emphasized that there are great prospects for the development of relations based on mutual respect and trust. The sides exchanged views on cooperation between Azerbaijan and Luxembourg in high technologies, healthcare, investments, cargo transportation, and other sectors. During the conversation, the parties hailed the fact that Azerbaijan maintained close relations with the European Union and its members. The European political community was highlighted as an important platform for discussions. The sides highlighted the significance of Azerbaijan's hosting of COP29. The Prime Minister of Luxembourg expressed his intention to participate in this event.
President Ilham held talks with Viola Amherd, President of the Swiss Confederation, on the sidelines of the fourth summit of the European political community. During the conversation, they exchanged views on bilateral relations between Azerbaijan and Switzerland and the development of the regional peace agenda. The sides discussed the contributions of Swiss companies to the restoration and construction efforts in Azerbaijan's liberated territories. The presidents also exchanged views on COP29 and climate change. Then the head of our state held talks with Viktor Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary, on the sidelines of the fourth summit of the European political community. The talks, conducted in a friendly atmosphere, focus on bilateral relations and cooperation between the two countries. They also recalled the Hungarian Prime Minister's visit to Shusha for the informal summit of heads of state of the Organization of Turkic States and the meetings held during the summit. The President of Azerbaijan also had conversations with other heads of state and summit participants. The opening plenary session of the fourth summit of the European political community was held in Oxford. President Ilham participated in the event. Following the plenary session, the participants posed for a family photo. President Ilham participated in a roundtable on energy and connectivity as a part of the fourth summit of the European political community in Oxford. The head of state addressed the event.
Strategic partnership in the energy field in Baku, which was planned to double our gas supply to Europe until the end of 2027. And we are moving towards that goal. If in 2021 our gas supply to European continent was 8 BCM, this year it will be close to 13. Total export 2021 was 18, this year will be 25. And more than half goes to Europe. We have 8 countries recipients of Azerbaijani gas, 5 member states of EU, like Bulgaria, Greece, Italy, Hungary, and Romania, 2 candidates, Georgia and Serbia, and Turkey. Just we discussed with Mr. Prime Minister prior to the session that yesterday was important development in Slovenia-Azerbaycan gas cooperation track, and hopefully within several months we'll be able to enter Slovenian market. Now, after European interconnector projects are underway, there'll be more opportunity for Azerbaijani gas to be supplied to more European countries. A European Commission called Azerbaijan reliable partner on energy, and also called Azerbaijan pan-European gas supply. This is a huge responsibility, and of course we are trying to do everything in order to be able to implement our commitment, 20 BCM only to EU by 2027 annually. This is our target. Resources we have, infrastructure we have. We need to speed up the negotiation process with new partners, primarily Slovenia and Slovakia, and also work on increasing of our gas supply to existing market. Because our supply to Italy, if it is 9 BCM, Italy needs 20 from us. So that's just an example of the demand. And another point is on fossil fuel and certain demonization. Yeah, okay, maybe I will comment later on. With respect to our energy projects, Azerbaijan has been a reliable supplier for almost 20 years. We initiated and together with our neighbors commissioned the pipeline which connected Caspian and Mediterranean for the first time in the history. And now from Mediterranean port of Ceyhan in Turkey, we are supplying our oil to different destinations, including the very sensitive destinations which largely depend on Azerbaijani crude. Some countries, consumption of Azerbaijani crude is 50 or more % of their demand. For more than 3 years, we became an important gas supplier. So our gas pipeline, Southern Gas Corridor, was commissioned on the 31st December 2020. And immediately, the contracts had been signed before, definitely, and we started supplying European partners. Before that, our partners were only in Georgia and Turkey. So after commissioning of the Southern Gas Corridor, 3,500 kilometers integrated pipeline system, partly going on the seabed in Adriatic. We immediately started the supply to Europe.
President Ilham Aliyev met with Gitanas Nausėda, President of the Republic of Lithuania, at the latter's request on Oxford on July 18.
The meeting saw the discussions on the prospects for the development of bilateral relations between the two countries. The Lithuanian president congratulated President Ilham Aliyev on the organization of COP29 and expressed his gratitude for the invitation to the event and stressed that he would meet with the Azerbaijani leader in Baku during COP29. President Gitanas Nausėda fondly recalled his official visit to Azerbaijan and the issues discussed during that visit. During the conversation, the leaders exchanged views on the regional peace agenda and Azerbaijan-European Union relations. The sides expressed regret that Armenia had not responded positively to the proposal from the UK side to hold a meeting between Armenia and Azerbaijan in the format of the Munich Security Conference.
President Ilham Aliyev met with Alexander Stubb, President of the Republic of Finland, at the latter's request in Oxford.
In the course of the meeting, the President of Finland fondly recalled his visit to the region as the OSCE chairperson in office and his recent phone conversation with the President of Azerbaijan, highlighting the issues discussed during that call. During the conversation, the sides exchanged views on the prospects for bilateral relations between Azerbaijan and Finland. The presidents touched on the issues related to the peace agenda between Armenia and Azerbaijan. The head of state reiterated the necessity for Armenia to make relevant constitutional amendments to advance the peace agenda and sign a peace agreement. Energy security issues in Europe were also on the agenda during their meeting. The President of Finland congratulated the head of state on hosting COP29, a large-scale event in Azerbaijan. Alexander Stubb said that he would be happy to participate in this event and wished Azerbaijan success in its organization. During the conversation, The sides expressed surprise that Armenia did not positively respond to the United Kingdom's proposal for a meeting between Armenia and Azerbaijan under the format of the Munich Security Conference, noting that it is not understandable.
President Ilham Aliyev met with Petr Fiala, Prime Minister of the Czech Republic, at the latter's request in Oxford.
Both leaders expressed satisfaction with the political dialogue between their countries. Petr Fiala noted that relations between Azerbaijan and the Czech Republic are strategic and built on strong foundations, highlighting the Czech Republic's intention to further develop these ties. The head of state also highlighted the dynamically developing Azerbaijan-Czech relations and hailed their strategic partnership nature. During the meeting, both leaders exchanged their views on the prospects for cooperation in the energy sector, including oil and gas between Azerbaijan and the Czech Republic. They underlined the ongoing export of Azerbaijani oil to the Czech Republic with significant prospects for gas sector cooperation. They pointed out that the export of Azerbaijani gas to neighboring countries of the Czech Republic has already been ensured, adding that there are good opportunities for future export to the Czech Republic as well. The conversation also covered expanding economic and trade relations, the operations of Czech companies in Azerbaijan, and cooperation in politics, economy, trade, and investments. Petr Fiala congratulated President Ilham Aliyev on hosting COP29 in Azerbaijan, expressing gratitude for the invitation and his pleasure in participating in the event.
The closing plenary session of the Fourth Summit of the European Political Community was held in Oxford on July 18. President Ilham Aliyev participated in the session. An official reception was held in honor of the participants of the Fourth Summit of the European Political Community in Oxford. President Ilham Aliyev attended the event. President Ilham Aliyev met with Olaf Scholz, Chancellor of the Federal Republic of Germany, at the latter's request in Oxford.
During the conversation, President Ilham Aliyev's participation in the high-level segment of the 15th Petersburg Climate Dialogue held this April in Berlin, Germany, was fondly recalled, and the meeting with Olaf Scholz and the issues discussed within this framework were once again emphasized. The Chancellor of Germany expresses support for the peace agenda between Armenia and Azerbaijan. The sides highlighted the significance of the joint meeting of the President of Azerbaijan with Chancellor Olaf Scholz and Prime Minister of Armenia Nikol Pashinyan, held at the initiative of the Chancellor of Germany on the sidelines of the Munich Security Conference. The sides noted that following this, a meeting between the foreign ministers of Azerbaijan and Armenia was held with the support and hosting of the German side. The head of state specifically highlighted the success achieved in the delimitation and demarcation of borders as part of the negotiation process between Armenia and Azerbaijan, stating that documents related to the delimitation process had been agreed upon and that the process would continue along this track. President Ilham Aliyev emphasized Azerbaijan's commitment to the peace agenda, advocating for the prompt signing of a peace agreement and the peace process. However, he stressed that for this to happen, Armenia must amend its constitution to remove claims against Azerbaijan's territorial integrity and provisions envisioning the unification of Azerbaijan's Karabakh region with Armenia. The head of state reiterated that Armenia must constitutionally renounce its territorial claims against Azerbaijan. The sides emphasized that these issues had been also discussed during the meeting between the foreign ministers of Azerbaijan and Armenia in Washington, which was supported by the U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken. The meeting also discussed the preparation process for COP29. The cooperation between Azerbaijan and Germany in this area was appreciated and highly valued. The head of state noted that Azerbaijan would continue its efforts to build consensus and increase solidarity among countries of the Global South and Global North in connection with COP29. During the conversation, Azerbaijan's contribution to Europe's energy security was highly praised. There was also an exchange of views on various aspects of bilateral relations between Germany and Azerbaijan, with issues of mutual interest discussed.
That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us. Goodbye.